So I am all for people asking for raises. So let me start with that. I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore T-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Colin Cowherd just said what nobody else in sports media was willing to say. He silenced Kelsey Plum, and he protected Caitlin Clark. Not with emotion, not with outrage, with timing, with numbers, with one brutal truth. While Clark sat calmly on NBC talking about getting a deal done, the veterans were telling fans there was no offer on the table. There was, and when that truth came out, everything shifted. Caitlin Clark sat on NBC's NBA desk under the brightest lights in basketball, prime time, national audience. She was asked about the CBA negotiations. Most people expected frustration, maybe even shots at the league. Instead, she said she believed a deal would get done in the next couple of weeks. No blame, no panic, no victim language, just confidence.
Only in the WNBA do we witness this much delusion. There's no other professional league that I have firsthand just seen delusion nonstop all over the place, all ages. I'm talking, these is old heads that's running around acting delusional, acting oblivious to the fact that Caitlin Clark is the reason for this growth.
That matters, because at the same time, the Players Association was telling fans there was no serious offer from owners. That message spread everywhere. Social media, press conferences, All-Star Weekend shirts that read, "Pay us what you owe us." Fans believed it. Why wouldn't they? But here's the problem. There was an offer, a massive one, over 70% of net revenue. Average salaries projected to jump above $500,000. Max contracts climbing toward multi-million territory over time. Charter flights, revenue sharing, expanded benefits. That was sitting on the table.
The league's first response to the players' latest offer, which came more than 6 weeks ago, didn't move much money-wise, Stewart said, but there were some minimum standard requirements that did come into play. That was important, Stewart added, because that means that the league heard us on things that matter to us. And it also means that the league and the owners have been willing to compromise. We are still waiting to hear what you players have compromised on. We haven't heard it yet. As Stewart noted, however, the league's response did not address the gap between the sides on revenue sharing, though it did raise the salary cap to $5.65 million in 2026. A source familiar with the negotiation told CBS Sports how that rise would affect specific salaries is unclear. The WNBA's proposal in early December offered a $5 million salary cap and a max salary of about $1.3 million in the first year of the deal. A source close to the situation told CBS Sports that over the course of the proposed deal, the maximum salary will raise to almost $2 million, and that multiple players on each team will be eligible for the max salary. The minimum salary in this deal will start at $230,000. The average will start at $530,000.
And Clark, she never joined the outrage. She stayed professional. That contrast is what Cowherd saw, and that's when he stepped in.
So the T-shirts don't bother me, but why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right, you went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Then came the face-to-face meeting in New York. Owners cleared schedules, financial advisors present, lawyers ready. This was the meeting that could decide the future of the season. And 2 executive committee members didn't show. Kelsey Plum, Nafisa Collier, empty chairs. The optics were terrible, because while negotiations stalled, both players had financial ties to Unrivaled, a competing league. Now think about that. You're negotiating the future of one league, but you're financially invested in another.
Are the co-founder of Unrivaled, which is a competitor league to the WNBA. Regardless of how you guys try to slice it and dice it, it's a damn competitor league. Natasha Cloud got on camera and said that, oh, well, we own the space, so we could just, we can do this year round. That makes it a competitor league. Make no mistake about it, which we already knew, conflict of interest. You're also on the board for the WNBPA in negotiating this new CBA for the players. All of this all around is conflict of interest. It's nasty work, and it makes no sense. And now you are pulling this move, courtesy of Sports Illustrated. Breanna Stewart's overseas signing raises eyebrows amid ongoing WNBA CBA negotiations. Wait a minute. First of all, you're supposed to be trying to get a damn deal done over here. Over here. You going and signing all the way over there. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. This is the thing. For one, y'all greed is already starting to show. Actual WNBA players are calling you guys, some of you WNBPA board members, greedy. They're calling you greedy. The players in which you are representing, okay? Now you're signing overseas, and it's almost like you trying to grab every little dollar that you can. Breanna Stewart, you don't gotta do this. Breanna Stewart, you should focus on getting a deal done here. Adam Silver already said we in the 11th hour. Time is running out. Not gonna stick around and play games with y'all. And after that, you go and pull this? You're signing overseas? Get your money, but damn. You gotta understand the optics. This is a bad look. Everything that's going on, all money ain't good money all the time. This is a bad look right now. This is bad timing.
Cowherd didn't scream about it. He framed it. He pointed out the incentives. If the WNBA season stalls, where does attention go? If leverage shifts, who benefits? That's when he said the veterans need to grow up, because this isn't about ego anymore. It's about protecting momentum.
I don't mind the t-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls. Like fast. Like this is the player that got you off the airline that was bright yellow. Right? She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member. So I do think a lot of people are saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably, it'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger.
And there is only one player who undeniably created that momentum, Caitlin Clark. Cowherd has defended Clark from day one, when veterans downplayed her impact, when attendance numbers exploded, when ratings doubled, when arenas sold out on the road. He kept pointing to the data, because the numbers don't lie. Clark led the league in assists as a rookie. She shattered viewership records. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. And instead of embracing that growth, some veterans minimized it. They called new fans bandwagoners. They suggested growth had nothing to do with her. They ranked her 9th in guard voting. That disconnect is what Cowherd attacked.
She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member. So I do think a lot of people are saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably, it'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, this year, she's not playing well. She's hurt. She's not there for all the games. So this is actually not as great as it could be. Like Michael Jordan, hurt year 2, next 12 years were legendary. That's what it's going to be. So I think they deserve a big raise, maybe not 50% of revenues, because NBA stars, there's a lot of them, and they move the needle. The WNBA stars, well, there's one that moves the needle. And here's the other thing to remember. Caitlin Clark's already rich. She made $11 million this year alone in endorsements off the court. So regardless of how these negotiations go, she's set. Nobody else is, right? Like, so when somebody joins the band and everything gets upgraded, just be happy. Just, I know you wanted your song to be the first one they played. You wanted to make up the set. But I mean, it's not the t-shirts. You're going to do fine. I'd scale back on the Caitlin Clark angst.
He compared it to a band getting mad at the new member who writes all the hits. Harsh, but clear. Because without Clark, there is no massive TV bidding war. Without Clark, there are no sold-out arenas. Without Clark, those record salary proposals don't exist. And here's the key. Clark never said any of that herself. She just showed up, she performed, she elevated the platform. Cowherd said the rest. That's what protecting Clark really means. He shifted the narrative, he removed the blame from the star, and he put the spotlight back on the decision makers. Then the Players Association escalated again. A moratorium, no workouts, no team communication, no facility access, a freeze. That's when public opinion started to flip, because fans could now see two approaches. Clark, calm and future-focused. Veterans, escalating and threatening. One side looked strategic, the other looked emotional. Cowherd didn't need to yell. The contrast did the work. This isn't about personal attacks, it's about leadership. When a league is finally gaining mainstream traction, you protect that momentum. You don't gamble it. Clark understood that instinctively. Cowherd amplified it publicly. And now fans see it too. The 2026 season hangs in the balance. If a deal gets done, it will be because growth was protected, not sabotaged. So here's the real question. Did Cowherd silence Plum? Or did he just say what everyone was already thinking? If you're still watching, drop Protect Clark in the comments so I know you're locked in. And tell me, who's really responsible for this CBA chaos? The players or the owners? Because this story is far from over.
Everybody wants to see star players. She's a connector. She brings people together.
Clark firing and hitting. Clark behind the back. It goes right to the window. Wow.
She's hard to defend all the time, like not at times.
Clark launching and hitting. Clark splashing home a three. Clark the flick ahead. Oh, beautifully done. Touchdown Fever. Clark fires. You bet. And then steps back with the three.
Caitlin Clark's historic Team USA debut just exploded, and this wasn't just another roster announcement. For months, fans said she should have been there. The Olympic snub was loud. The outrage was constant. Every debate show, every comment section, every highlight thread, the message was the same. She belonged on that stage. Now she's officially on Team USA, and the reaction online proves something bigger is happening. Because this call-up isn't just about March qualifiers, it's about momentum. It's about correction, and it might arrive at the exact moment the WNBA needs it most.
So it looked like the return of Caitlin Clark is over, man. She is headed to Team USA basketball, and we're going to jump right into this thing, man. So the Indiana Fever and many of basketball media people in the news that Caitlin Clark will be returning to the basketball court. Now, this should come as no surprise from anybody. For anybody, bro. The 12-player roster has been released, and I'm excited because you know what that means? Basketball content is coming back, baby.
Let's start with the part that matters. This is not the Olympic team. It's the 2026 Women's World Cup qualifying roster.
So there's a lot of newness. I think the thing that isn't new is what USA Basketball is, what the goals are, what we want to accomplish, and like how we go about doing that.
It's not about like being young, age, or whatever. It's about the opportunity to be here, to represent, and understand that you're a part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, Kyle, you're going posting. How we doing down here? We guarded? Ready on 3, 1, 2, 3. Red.
Welcome to the new quad. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you are too.
The games are in March. A packed schedule. Senegal, Puerto Rico, Italy, New Zealand. Spain. Not every superstar participates in every global event. Asia Wilson is not here. Sabrina Ionescu is not here. That's normal. Olympic cycles matter more.
The 12-player roster features veterans like Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, alongside first-timers Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and others including Aaliyah Boston, Sonia Citron, Dorica Hamby, Ryan Howard, Kiki Efron, already qualified for the 2026 FIFA Women's World Cup in Berlin. The team heads to San Juan, Puerto Rico from March the 11th through the 17th for a first-round robin against Senegal.
But here's what isn't normal. The internet reacted like this was the gold medal game. Fans didn't celebrate politely. They flooded social media. They reframed the narrative overnight. What felt like a snub in 2024 now feels like validation in 2026. And that matters because perception drives momentum. This roster is not slow. It's not built around traditional size. It's guard heavy, fast, built to run, built to shoot. Aaliyah Boston anchors the middle, but the perimeter talent is stacked. Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Ryan Howard. This is not a grinded out lineup. This is pace and space. And that's exactly where Caitlin Clark thrives. Deep range, quick reads, transition threes, hit-ahead passes. The system fits her, but that's also where the tension begins. Because when you build a roster like this, somebody sits. Does Chelsea Gray start, or does Clark? If Clark starts, some fans say veterans get disrespected. If she doesn't start, the internet explodes again. There is no safe decision, and that guarantees attention. Now let's talk about something subtle, but important. When Team USA released the roster graphic, they featured Ryan Howard, Chelsea Gray, and Aaliyah Boston, but not Clark, not Paige, not Angel. Three of the biggest engagement drivers in women's basketball weren't front and center. And people noticed, because if you want something to trend, you use your viral stars. The graphic didn't go viral, the news did. That tells you something. Clark doesn't need placement anymore. She is the placement. And that's why this debut feels bigger than qualifiers. But here's where the story shifts. Because while Clark prepares to step onto an international floor, the WNBA is negotiating its future. The collective bargaining agreement remains unresolved. No confirmed updates, no clear resolution, just quotes. Frustration, silence. One player admitted uncertainty about whether the full season will happen. Another suggested the players might be asking for too much. That's not unity, that's tension. A player poll showed confidence in a full season hovering around the middle. Not panic, but not certainty either. And here's the reality. Missed games mean missed revenue. Revenue now ties directly to player earnings. The new revenue sharing model changes everything. Every canceled game costs money. That's not theory, that's math. So now look at the timing. Caitlin Clark joins Team USA. The internet explodes. Engagement spikes. Global visibility rises. At the exact moment the league is negotiating leverage. That is not a small detail. Clark drives ratings. Ratings drive money. Money drives negotiation power. This debut isn't just basketball, it's leverage. And that's why it feels historic. Because it sits at the intersection of talent, timing, and tension. For Clark personally, this moment feels overdue. Many believe she should have been on the 2024 Olympic team. That debate will never fully die. But now she steps into a new chapter, not as a college phenomenon, not as a controversial rookie, but as a Team USA guard. That label changes perception. International stage, national jersey, structured system, elite teammates, no excuses. And that's what makes March interesting. Not because of Senegal, not because of Italy, but because every possession will be dissected, every assist will trend, every missed shot will spark debate. This isn't casual viewership anymore. This is investment. And here's the part people don't want to admit. The league needs this moment, not drama, not division, momentum. The WNBA sits at a crossroads. Either capitalize on unprecedented attention or let internal conflict dilute it. Clark's debut won't fix negotiations, but it will spotlight them. And when that spotlight shines brighter than ever, decisions matter more. So when she steps onto that floor in March, it won't feel like a qualifier. It will feel like a statement. A correction, a reminder. Caitlin Clark on Team USA was inevitable. The delay only amplified it. And now that she's here, the question shifts. Will the league match her momentum? Because this debut isn't historic due to one game. It's historic because of timing. Young core, guard-heavy roster, global spotlight, unresolved negotiations, divided fan base. Everything collided at once. That's why it exploded. If you're still watching, drop USA Explodes in the comments. And tell me, should Clark start at point guard? Because no matter what happens in March, the debate isn't slowing down.